Hey there, it's Perry with PapercraftingThreads. Thanks for joining me. Today, I have a Slimline mini calendar holder. So choose your favorite pattern paper, colored cardstock, download my free calendar for 2026, and let's get started. I have my 2 calendar pages. These will be available on my website. There are guidelines here to cut. They're very faint, so I'm not sure if the camera will pick them up. I have them lined up. And now I can place in my trimmer. And cut on the guidelines. Now I can stack these. And I need a piece of Cajun craze that measures 2 5/8 by 2 5/8. Okay, so for the calendar, you need to put these in order, and with a silicone mat, stack them up. Make sure the top is even. And I'm using binder clips. And I have Elmer's rubber cement. Applying a thin layer on the edge here. Make sure you get that coated, the whole length and width coated. And you'll see that I have a little bit of a line here. Where there's a lot of excess glue. And just using some scrap paper and scraping that back. And then taking a third binder clip, being careful not to hit the glue, placing that over there. Let that dry for a couple hours, and then add a second layer and let that dry. From the alphabet a la mode dies, I'm cutting out the numbers 206 out of Cajun craze cardstock. And then cutting a second number 2. I have a piece of Coastal Cabana cardstock, and I'm cutting it at 6 1/4 by 6 3/4. And then with this long edge at the top, I'm scoring at 3 1/4 and 5. I'm taking one of those scrap pieces and cutting it at 6 inches by 3 1/4 and then with the short side at the top, I'm scoring at 3/4 of an inch, 1 1/2, 2 1/4, and 3. Then turning it to the long side, or actually, first, before I do that, let's fold on these score lines, because then that'll make it easier later on. Though if you forget, you'll be folding it 4 times, but this way we can just do it once. Okay, now with the long side, we're going to slice off 1 1/2 inch intervals. Set those aside. I have a piece of the Hobby Haven Designer Series paper, and this measures 6 by 6. And since this is a directional, I want to have that in position. And then I'm going to slice at 3 inches and 1 1/2. Set these aside in order. Okay, now for some assembly. This will be a mountain fold here. And make sure our edges are lined up so it's squared off. And this will be a valley fold. I'll apply the Designer Series paper first. There will be an even border around all 4 sides here. I'm using Stamp and Seal Plus on the back of my calendar to apply to my mat. And with these, using liquid glue, press that down and fold that over. Give it a good press to help it set, and repeat on the remaining pieces. And with this being the back side now, because that's our seam there, we want to hide that. Add adhesive here. Flip it over and line up this seam with the seam that's there, and line up the bottom edge. And give it a good press to get that one adhering. And this one, again, we have the seam side up. Apply adhesive. This one's going on the top, lining up that edge and lining up the score lines. And then place that one there as a placeholder so you can see to get it evenly spaced. And again, line up that seam. Like that. And then gently give it a press to get it to work that paper into position. So next, take your numbers, holding them with the reverse tweezers. I'm dotting liquid glue. And I'm hanging on to, I need to come at it from this side. And then gluing that onto the step. Make sure I have it on the correct side here. Add my dots of glue and repeat. I did not use a self-adhesive sheet before die cutting because the numbers can kind of hang off just a tiny bit. And I did not want that adhesive being sticking to other things. And then the calendar goes on. Again, I'm using the Stamp and Seal Plus. Being generous with that because as the sheets are torn off, I don't want this whole thing to come off. And applying this at the bottom. And there you have it, a Slimline mini calendar holder. Find written instructions over on my blog at If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share, and thanks for watching. Bye!